probably can't tell by the lack of snow that it's pretty sure it's December 9th, 2018. Tony Bear. Relax, buddy. Story gets very excited when we go up to the mountain. So I want to give a shout out to aplanetruth, Jamie Lee, RFB, neverlosetruth, Mike Morales, and Deborah Traverse over at stopthecrime.net for continuing to talk about the attack on California that anybody with any common sense can see was not no wildfire or forest fire, or whatever you want to call it. Sorry, I'm not the best talker. Better off just shooting planes, but anyhow. You know, I've had back in '84, we had my house burned down, or my parents' house, whatever you want to call it. And it burned for a good hour. Cedar shakes on the roof, blow-in insulation, all sorts of stuff that can ignite very well. But it burned pretty good before the fire department got out there, which was only like a mile away from the fire department, but it was cold, so, you know, it takes a while. But, yeah. So I know what a house looks like when it burns down. And I know what buildings and such look like when they catch on fire. Been in construction my whole life. All sorts of different people in my family have their own construction business. Pretty much a family thing, construction and oil field. But for 10 years or so there, I was a commercial carpenter, and we built maximum security prisons and jails, schools, Department of Transportation buildings, big resorts, like in Yellowstone, etc. And everything has a fire rating. And like, let's take for instance these stores and stuff. They're concrete and steel. Blocks, most of them, concrete blocks, CMUs, whatever you want to call them. Steel rafters, steel beams. And got overkill on fire suppression systems, which obviously doesn't work when you're under attack and not no regular fire, as you can tell by some of the pictures. But nobody notices. I mean, y'all do. I'm talking your average sheeple. But anyhow, so 1988, I was 18 years old. I was living in Cody, Wyoming. It's about 40-50 miles from the east gate of Yellowstone. And they had the Yellowstone fire, the biggest. Supposedly 100-something lightning strikes or something. Who knows? It could have been man-made. But you can look at the pictures there and see what an actual forest fire looks like. You can look at pictures of the Old Faithful Lodge, and some of the buildings got to burn up in it. And there's still beams and wood beams, and still some. It didn't disintegrate to nothing, I guess is my point. So I was looking at some old Yellowstone footage and stuff, and like I said, I was living in Cody, and I can remember the smoke was just so thick. I mean, you were lucky to be able to see up, 40 feet in the air. just thick. And not the smoke like you see coming out of these, like out of Paradise and stuff from all the BS. Real smoke. So I was looking through them. I decided I'd search, wildfires from this summer and stuff. And the first one that came up was called the Howe Ridge Fire up in Montana, up at Glacier National Park. And it kind of looked, like a normal forest fire or whatever. I can't remember if it was 14,000 acres or 140,000. I can't remember. It didn't burn that much. But I noticed a couple cars and some pictures and some buildings had the total meltdown. Looked like they'd been attacked by a laser. Ground baked around them, but grass and everything around nearby, we're talking like 15, 20 feet away, is not touched. So I was like, okay. Then I found a headline out of the building. She said, I'll try and I'll post all the links to what I found in the description box of my YouTube. But the headline on this one is of like a father and son, I can't remember, something like that, saying they heard the trees exploding. And they were talking about when this fire jumped magically down to this lake. I can't remember the name of the lake off the top of my head. And it took out a bunch of private structures and some Forest Service ones. And this is where these cars were melted down, buildings knocked down pretty damn good, but no damage around. Definitely looked like a dew attack in that area. And the ways they said that all of a sudden it started exploding, that's pretty much. So they must need to take out a few buildings. They probably were going to try and take out more, who knows. Nobody got hurt or anything, but you could tell by the pictures that something wasn't right about the ones by the lake, the structures and the vehicles. Now, I haven't looked any farther than that, but I'm not much of a researcher. That's why I love all them other people I'm talking about, because they find all the documents and get it right for me. But yeah. I would imagine if we start looking at a lot of these wildfires here in the States from this summer, that we're going to find there was more than just a natural fire going on in a lot of them. So, yeah, but it's very sad that first responders, fire departments, and stuff, there's a few that are waking up. But most of them, they're honestly, and I was talking to a guy the other day about it, first responders these days, I'm not talking about your 9/11 real heroes and first responders that I'm sure are magically dead now from cancer or getting taken out for running their mouth with the truth. Like this fire department here in my town, they're your Q, Fox News, loving, Trump loving, think everything's just fine and dandy. There is no such thing as geoengineering and weather control. Total program, brain dead, brainwashed, whatever you want to call it. There is one in this town who actually is awake. He's a good old boy. And that whole department attacked him, not like literally physically, but verbally, for sticking up for me and what me and my fellow truthers are saying. And that's pretty sad. I guarantee if my house burns down, I won't be calling them. Let her burn. But yeah, it's sad. And every day goes by, and I'm speaking of local people, just more. Brain dead's the only word I can think of. It is very sad. Then there's these people in their phones. I watch this pregnant chick multiple times a day. She's got that giant, makes my stupid phone look pretty small, resting on her belly, her pregnant big belly. Just frying that kid. They live on my street. There's only one couple on my street, older couple, who used to hang around the mountain with me, that is awake, who sees what's going on, who actually, can take 2 seconds and, read some documents, facts, and rest them people. I got my banners up all the time, No. Won't even ask a question. Heads down. Won't look. Bah. Antonio. Oh, this is my old stomping grounds, Ten Sleep Canyon, that I loved so much. Up there, that wall there, we call it question wall, dry wall. Established a lot of roots around here. A lot of trails. Pretty much 20 years of my life every day up here. Besides a few hours I wasn't working. But yeah, this is where I live. No people, no Wi-Fi. Pretty nice. But anyhow, so yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, I think that California is not the only one under attack, or was under attack. Because like Glacier National Park and all that, that's part of the sustainable development. Shut out the people. Just like this canyon is right here too. It's in the red. I've tried explaining that to some of my old climber friends, and go back to Q in the deep state. The arrests are coming, Stoney. They're coming. Trump's gonna save the world. No, Trump is taking this world down. Little puppet Trump. And if you think Q is real, you are brain dead. That's a fact. And some of these channels, I won't mention them, especially one big one. Sergeant, reporter, whatever. Oh my. Oh my. As good as his numbers are and stuff, I'd say he is definitely controlled. I totally care. So anyhow. Yeah, just so if anybody's bored, you got time on this spraying over there, Tony. Sons of bitches. They've been keeping the silver death haze all around us all week, spraying to the south of us all week. They build up some stuff, and I'm sure it's off to Midwest, wherever they need their chemical aerosol death mix for their weather warfare programs. Why breathe so hard? Want some air, buddy? But yeah. So yeah, might be worth looking into some of these other wildfires from this summer. There was a lot of them. We're definitely under attack. And then there's the gun owners. I love my guns too, but I know that them guns ain't gonna do shit. Not against these Luciferians and all their weapons. At all. But everything's fine, huh, Tony Bear? Man. Yeah, a gun owner a while. I shouldn't even say gun owner. A guy that runs a gun shop. Brought up how squirrels running across his roof makes him paranoid because he's a gun owner. So, that was my opportunity to start in with, do you really think them guns are going to do you any good? And do you think they really care how many guns you have? Because most of these gun owners, yeah, they got lots of guns, but shit, you think they got any food saved up? No. Think they got any silver stocked up? No. Totally not. But, so I start explaining to him about directed energy weapons, 5G, geoengineering. I laid it all out of him pretty thick, but not, too hardcore. I kept it soft. And they were spraying really hard that day, and I pointed up to it, and he knows damn well what I'm all about. These people all do. They're all in my business, even though they act like they're not. And as soon as I brought all that up, them eyes glazed over, got dark, and shut off. Programming shut him down. And it's so sad. There's so many people like that. I mean, you can literally watch their eyes go dark. It don't matter what color their eyes are. People who surround themselves in darkness and evil, even though they're not even aware of it, they're so easy to pick out. So easy. But anyhow. So yeah. Yeah, I haven't been putting out many videos because I ain't had nothing to put out really. Besides that Air Force one yesterday or whatever. They either had us fogged in or just spraying the regular old chemical aerosol conning rails. Okay, and let's talk about this too. There should be some. You see how bare this is up here? We're at 7,000 feet right here, getting close. Yeah, maybe 7,500. There is no snow. Back in the day, hell, at least halfway up them reflector poles would have been, snow. We'd been snowmobiling. No snow, children. We brought up the snow kite today. Looks like it's a good thing we didn't bring up the snowboard to go with it, children, because there's no snow. But yeah, in 2009 it was minus 22 on this day. Dude must be having some technical difficulties, children. So yeah, it's not even, I mean, it's chilly. It's been chilly, for the last month or so, but it's been a lot worse over the years, so we call it kind of warm. you can see that, and people from Wyoming should damn well know that we should have a lot more snow than this. But nobody comes out of their houses. They go to work, they stare at their phones while they're driving. I'm sure they stare at their phones at work. Go back into their houses, eat their McDonald's, their Arby's, whatever. Their Lucky Charms for the children. Every toxic kind of food you can think of. And they don't go outside. They just go by what the old brainwash box is telling them. Very sad. Anything else you want to talk about, Chad? There's probably two corgis that are going to be really mad at me. I'm probably going to get my ass kicked by two corgis. We bailed on the corgis today. I take them every day with us, but me and my old man back here, we needed some old school, just me and the kids. So we had to escape the Wi-Fi. It's a lot nicer to come up here and say your prayers than down in Wi-Fi-ville. There is no snow, kids. But anyhow, so yeah. Well, I probably rambled on long enough. I don't know if any of this made sense or you can even hear it, but hope y'all continue to get prepared. It's getting pretty wild out there. I'm pretty sure there was more snow than this in September, early October. Pretty crazy. Anyhow. So yeah. Keep on spreading the word about these fires, about all those innocent souls that have been vaporized and apparently forgotten by the masses. I don't even hear anybody around here talking about it. Keep praying. I'll be praying for y'all.